Hey everyone, welcome to ZSR. Today we have a Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament race. We actually have two races at once right here. Double feature for you. We have Patrick versus Sigil and Chroma versus TheGobOne. Very exciting. Tracking today we have RG365 and Tomaltalk. And on comms we have Aaron and Sonny, and they will take it from here.
Thanks, Baseball. Much appreciated. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's doubleheader. I think this is going to be an interesting race. What do you think, Aaron?
Oh, this should be great. This is the first round of Swiss. Everyone's 0-0 right now. So we can talk about, how Big Picket Patrick has two of the other tournament titles. He's got the max rando and random percent. Chroma's won this twice. GobOne won the NIT last year, the Nabaru Invitational. So there's all sorts of titles here to throw around. Not to throw any shade on Sigil, who's been pretty good too. But this should be great. Everyone trying to get off to a good start. I don't think we've truly seen a big upset yet. No real spoilers, of course, but maybe we'll get to see one here.
That's a possibility. I know there have been some races that have been very close to upsets happening, but they just weren't in the cards. We might actually see one of them happen here, but only time will tell, right?
Right. I'm saying all that. I'm talking about, Big Picket Patrick's been very good at Z2R, but hasn't had the luck here in Standard. Chroma has been really tight in Swiss. He struggled a bit last year, so we'll see if he gets off on the right foot this time.
Ooh, looks like we have an Islands with a very, very quick find of Bagu's Woods by Gob as well as Chroma. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, and Pat also finding Bagu's Woods relatively quickly.
Yeah, and we see Shield here in Raru, very vanilla. The Bagu's Woods right off the bat, yeah, we're going to see some people hunt down Bagu just to get that one out of the way. But these are also really good areas to grind in right off the bat. If you want to grab a level or two, that can be a real challenge for Standard if things roll very poorly right at the start.
No kidding there, and I believe that was a 100-point red Dyra that we saw.
I missed that, but that would be pretty good. Sometimes those guys roll really poorly, and it can be painful.
Yeah, they can roll as low as, 50 if I remember correctly? But then be as much as 200. So, pretty good to see. That blue Gorilla at 70 is also pretty nice to see.
Yeah, those guys can be a real pain. They like to be like 10 experience, and they throw tons and tons of boomerangs and feel like a giant waste of time, but not so much here. So it looks like everyone's still getting their town business going, but Sigil is the first one moving on across the river into what looks to be Trophy Cave.
Does take out the enemy here at the start of Trophy Cave. That enemy can be a bit of a pain, but not going to be any problem as well. Instant boots, just add Trophy Cave.
Yeah, I mean, that always seems to be the case, right? Whenever you have an island's biome, either the boots are free very easily, or you end up with, like, Fairy or Thunder. Like, the game always wants to give you something to not make it too terrible.
That is so true, and look at this. Heart Container Cave found right after grabbing the boots.
Yeah, and we see GobOne's not going towards that cave. He might hit all of these towns up before going back. So I don't think he'll forget about it for too long, but whenever you're in an island's biome, you really want to get those boots right away, and it can be a real drag because everything you're going to do is going to take longer as a result.
It can be a make or break scenario, and question in chat from Kamir asking if all four of the runners have the same seed, and they do. Water of Life required tonight.
Yeah, and I believe we saw Sigil over there did pick up, or no, maybe that was Sigil picked up the, I forgot it. Oh, the hammer out of that cave. So, if the hammer's needed, we get that one pretty free too.
Hammer's always nice to find, just in case there is something over in Death Mountain, easy access to Spectacle Rock. You can just check it pretty quickly.
There we go. It looks like GobOne, I think he's going to try to grab a level or something before he up and A's out of here. I think that's his plan. And again, we see Rudo over there now with Big Picket. Did we see what spell was in there?
I did not catch what spell was in there, but we do get a hint that Candle is over in the east.
That's one less thing that's going to be needed over there, I guess.
Trophy over here in the west, so nice to see. But unfortunately, yeah, I completely missed what the spell was.
But we do see Fairy and Saria, so there's free Fairy right off the bat, 2 free boots. Hammer isn't too far in. There might not be a whole lot that stops us, especially if the glove winds up being loose, but starting to feel like something is going to be tricky, right?
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, finding a glove in P5, which everybody loves hunting for a glove in P5.
Yeah, you just almost expect that when too much other stuff comes free.
Absolutely, and Gob does have the boots now, so we'll be able to explore the Silver World. Patrick doing some exploration, Sigil coming in to get the mirror, and we'll soon have that fairy spell.
Yeah, not the, what would we say, it's like the second hardest thing to find in the game, the mirror. Right after fire, get in the water.
Yeah.
Some of these spell requirements are so silly in the vanilla game, but it's alright. It's a little bit of flavor, I guess.
Yeah, they're interesting. That's for sure. Well, there is a Hammer Block Cave, but we know that that's going to be the other side of a connector. And Death Mountain holds the cross, so one of the Death Mountain checks more than likely not going to be grabbed.
Yeah, and what did we see? There's both, 2 connector caves both ways, so I don't even know if we'll see the hammer check unless somebody happens to get to it beforehand.
Alright, so we've got 1-2-2 for Pat, 1-1-2 for Sigil, and then 2s for both Gob and Chroma. Early on, experience really hasn't been plentiful.
No, and when we saw, here's another hammer block cave on Sigil's side. He does have it, and it is a teleport to Death Mountain, I believe.
That would be Death Mountain, because there's Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, you might hunt that one down, because, if you got the hammer in your Death Mountain, you have to find it, right? It's free.
Might as well, and one of them's the cross, but you don't know what the other is. And that could be big.
Yeah, definitely something you don't mind seeing early, just to get it out of the way. Even if you don't need it, you don't feel, like you lost anything hunting down a flute.
Absolutely, and depending upon what the East rolled today, that flute might be required. Granted, it may also be required for the check at 3-Eye Rock, and there's a grass tile.
Can't tell. No, I think Chroma's just picking off these enemies, trying to gain a little experience. I did see he already went to Magic 2. He's pretty big on the leveling, the slingshot leveling. So I'm wondering if there's something already that's a bit rough to cast. Maybe it's because you get Fairy right off the bat. You want to make that as cheap as possible.
I could absolutely see the argument for making Fairy as cheap as possible, especially with it coming so quickly in the seed. If it were later on in the seed, then I would imagine we would see more levels going into attack and life. But that is not the case this time around, as Pillar P bags found by Sigil.
Yeah, and Goblin's right there as well. They both got the heart container out of grass, so I'm not sure what else we got left after this. Is it just magic container and medicine?
Yep, it should be magic container and medicine remaining after this. This pillar P-bag cave is definitely a cave.
Yeah, it looks like there is a I forget the there it is, the big worms in there that was causing everyone a bunch of problems.
And trophy obtained from pillar P-bag cave. Oh, and Rudo apparently was life, so we might see some people stop back to grab that.
Yeah, I wonder, with starting shield, it might just be one of those things that when you get over there, you might get it. We can see the runners on our view, and Chroma just looked very bored to see that trophy. Like, that's probably not something he's going after. We do see Magic Cave on a couple of runners now. It looks like there's a lot of convergence near the top of the map right now.
It does seem like that is... Ooh, okay, that is a 200-point red Dyra. It looks like Chroma is now into a Magic Cave. And I believe that was the other Death Mountain connector.
Right, which means that we're going to need Raft, or we have to find the bridge to get anywhere else. And we haven't seen them yet. We've seen most, or maybe all of the West by now. I can't imagine there's a whole lot left, so it kind of leaves you thinking that you're going to have to go find that stuff in Death Mountain.
You know, that is a possibility. Granted, I don't know about you, but I've seen quite a few islands where you just go down to one of the corners, whether it's the southeast or southwest corner, and suddenly you run across a bridge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to right in the center of the map, in some place that you wouldn't necessarily find it. There's just a grass tile, and next to it is a raft, and that's it. That's the whole island.
That would be amazing.
So it looks like our palaces are P4, P2, and there was a P3/6 option there as well. So none of the super free ones. Well, P3 sometimes can be, but I don't think anyone has got downstab yet. I wouldn't be surprised if anyone plans on it going to get that before they try P3, just to save the effort.
I mean, it depends upon how confident they feel with their jousting abilities, but I definitely would see people going back to grab downstab prior to attempting the joust.
It's worth noting, I haven't really been following too closely on what the small drops have been, but we haven't really seen any bags yet. The experience levels are actually pretty low for where we are right now. And usually you end up seeing a bag or something that's pretty big, like a 500 or a 200 that's fairly common, and we haven't seen that. So it might make people a little shy to dive, although Chroma, I don't think, is shy.
I don't think so either, but the smalls have been dropping keys occasionally, and I believe we have seen 50-point P bags dropped, but I'm not sure if that was in the small pool or the large pool.
Yeah, well, it looks like GobOne is definitely going to try whatever this is. I forget which palace this color was.
I don't think we have found out just yet, because the elevator down at the start immediately led to this room.
Oh, so this may be the 3/6 palace then?
Yeah, this one's one of the 3/6s. We just don't know which one yet.
Gotcha.
Looks like Chroma will be the first one to grab downstab.
Nice. Well, again, if you're thinking about diving palaces, especially when you know P3 is possibly one of them, it's something you really just want to get out of the way, because even though, doing Reba without downstab is cool, it's kind of a pain in the butt.
I absolutely agree with that. Alright, Gob, going back up the elevator 1 floor. I'm going to continue heading left for now.
So the thing that's on my mind is I still don't remember seeing Medicine Cave. Did I miss that, or have they not found it yet?
So, Sigil and Patrick both found it, and I completely missed what it had. Looks like it was a magic jar? Yeah, because Chroma's also got it marked off, and it was either a magic jar or a heart container.
Yeah, it was the jar now. I somehow completely whiffed on that. Thank you very much, VT Slacker and Sonic.
No problem, and yeah, thank you for confirming that, VT.
Yeah, it looks like the palaces might be the way to go. Although, again, I don't remember seeing the raft tile. Maybe they did, and that makes me think that somebody did see it, though, because otherwise I think I would be more interested in finding, checking DM just in case.
Yeah, that's always the question, and at this point, I feel that there's going to be a bridge over on DM that probably is going to lead to the east instead of going to Maze Island.
Alright, we do have visual confirmation that is P6 that Gob is in, but Chroma does get our first gem placement. Took out a very, very weak helmet head. I think he started with 4 or 3 bars, something like that.
Yeah, that helmet head had nothing.
And it does look like in the palace that Sigil is in, we have a magic container. Is that one P4? Because I don't think that's the same color as the other two.
Sigil looks to be in 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was 2, not 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I guess Chroma didn't get that. He's not gonna... Probably won't miss out on it. Magic containers are nice, but not always necessary.
Bridge found for Patrick that leads over to the east.
Well, there we go. Was that in DM?
That was in DM, and Chroma's not going to be too terribly far off from finding the bridge as well. Gob just going through the 6 right now. Hoping to find something. Does find the item room. Unfortunately, out of keys. I didn't check to see if Gob has any extra lives.
Think he's gonna grind for a jar here?
Either a jar or a key. One of the two. Trying to hit that magical drop. But instead, just getting 20 experience at a time. There's a P bag for 100.
Yeah, 100 on a small drop isn't too bad. This Mew itself is pretty good.
Yeah, the Mew's been quite nice, and not sure where Patrick is right now. Looks like this might be Naboru.
Yeah, but it looks like he's going to go in and get it. I mean, usually you're going to get whatever's in the brew just because it's free, unless it's like spell or, life or shield if you already have one. But that one is still going. 500 experience bag. Nice. So he's actually getting a decent grind here, but he's not getting the key.
I mean, 500 bag you can't complain about. And it looked like it was jump, and I missed what was in the Risen P-Bag Cave. So yes, the only Final Fantasy sprites that are available, as mentioned in chat, are the Fighter, the Black Mage, and the White Mage. And what do you know? It was a P-Bag in Risen. Of course it was. Alright, there is P2 down for Sigil.
we do see Spell here in Darunia. I think looks like he's going to at least get the down stab. He might check for the hint, but might not. It's sometimes if you're already this far in, you want to check the hint, and sometimes maybe he wants to know where it is because we're still missing, I believe, Thunder for access. Correct?
Yeah, Thunder is still missing, and Patrick went for the super jump and did get it. It took a little bit to get, but always nice to see a super jump hit.
So GobOne got another bag. I'm wondering when this key is going to show up.
That's a fantastic question. I mean, he is just going here on the experience train and unfortunately not able to net much of anything from it. Well, that red jar is going to help.
That'll do it. And there is the glove. That is huge. That was in P6 and it was pretty buried.
Wow. Sorry, Aaron.
No worries. That was a lot of effort and it paid off. That was one of those situations where, like, if this is a P bag, he's going to feel really, really dumb. And that was exactly what he wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was an amazing payoff. Just wow. Alright, P1 has the child this time around. And there's the fire spell picked up for Patrick, and ooh, that's a cost of 105. But it's also only Magic 2 right now, so that very well may drop.
Yeah, fire starts out like as an endgame spell for cost and ends up being one of the cheapest things in the game by the end usually. So looks like Chroma found the raft. I think that's going to be required for Maze. And that was Magic Jar blocked, so I assume Patrick did it as well.
Oh yeah, and it only required 5, so raft located. The only question now is where is that raft tile? Looks like Sigil gonna dive here into 6.
I don't think we saw a hint for the glove. In fact, I think we've seen like 2 hints have both been for Death Mountain things, and I forget, there was another one I think for an overworld. So we might be out of hints just about anyway. So
in the east.
Okay, there he goes. I knew it was something that wasn't that important. So Chroma did find out that fire is not connected to spell as he cast it and nothing happened. I didn't see if he was jumping really big or anything like that afterward, though. So
yeah, I didn't notice either if it was connected to jump, though. It could be connected to thunder. It could be connected to life.
Right, and we did see the any key for Patrick there in Sunken Peabag Cave. So that's another good one. I mean, you got Fairy, but now that means you don't really have to worry about your magic levels too aggressively just yet, which is great. And again, he's still rocking the 223, which is that's a scary level set to be in the East as far as I am concerned. I don't think he's too worried about it. But
I would agree with you on it being scary, but as we both know quite well, every runner has a different comfort level as to where they want to be for diving palaces, going over to the east, going through Maze Island, all that stuff. And if seeds end up forcing it, then you just have to work with it.
Right, and you can't be too afraid of levels and things like that, and wind up as a Max Rando champion. Those things don't really mix well. So he passed on magic the first time, then he took it the second time. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know, but there we go. He's finding a lot of miscellaneous stuff, but there's not a whole lot of East left, I think, for him.
I don't think there's a whole lot of East left either. He has made it into Risen. Okay, it's not Thunder. Is it potentially Reflect?
I mean, that could be nice, right? We said the medicine is... Actually, no, the medicine's in the east, so I do remember seeing that hint. So if it is, then he doesn't have to look for it, but then I think Chroma, since he doesn't have the glove, is going to check everywhere over here anyway.
Quite likely is P1 is located for Chroma.
Yeah, P1 is one of those that everyone almost always full clears, or at least gets the item and the thing, just because it's so short. Usually supposed to be short. Doesn't always work out that way, but... Chroma cast fire there. Yeah, that had to be life, because he was one shot at that point, so... There we go. And it's not... It doesn't look like life is terribly strong. That might have been 2 bars.
Yeah, life is 2 bars. Gob did cast life earlier on in the seed, only got 2 bars of restoration, so... Not the best, but at the same time, not the worst.
Yeah, it's in that point where you might actually cast it at some point.
Oh, Sigil. Making the big find here.
Yeah, so our top runners got the exploration advantage right now, but our bottom runners both have the glove in kind of a weird place. So we'll see if they can utilize that to gain an advantage. Again, our races are a vertical here. It is Patrick versus Sigil and Chroma versus GobOne. So it does not matter if anyone beats anyone horizontally or diagonally. Except for bragging rights, I guess.
I was about to say, bragging rights are the only thing. Patrick also coming into P1. Working on taking out at least... Or not taking out, getting past the blue iron knuckle as well as the blue Stalfos.
We do see Horsehead here. Pretty quick kill. Again, he is guarding the child who has the spell. They might be worth, again, dipping back in just to get that, because you don't have all your checks yet, and you might want to go back and just to make sure that isn't the glove. We'll see how aggressive the runners decide to be on that decision.
Did you see what the boss drop reward was, Aaron?
I did not.
500 point P-bags coming from the sky.
Alright, well, I'm not going to worry too much about the leveling then.
No.
I think already Chroma is basically in a good situation. Generally, I think if you can get 5s and 6s, that's reasonably comfortable.
That is a rather wet candle this time around, with candle being on the water tile.
And it does look like Chroma is going back in, so he saw the hint for the child being over here, so I think that's definitely on his mind. We do see Sigil keep pushing into 6. I think GobOne bailed before killing Barba, if I remember right. So he looks like he's going to try to do it at 3-4-4, which could be a long fight.
Yeah, that's very possible. It just all depends upon what Barba's health looks like. And this room is just disgusting.
Oh, hey, he needed to die there, so it might as well be like that, so...
Question in chat from Vaughn asking if we know what's in Darunia. We do. It is the spell this time around.
And since neither of our top runners have the glove yet, they might be looking for that directly. And there is the item on Big Picket Patrick's screen. Looks like he's... Oh, wait, never mind. That's the wrong screen. Apologies.
Yeah, not quite at the item yet, but might be close to it.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking of opens up like halfway, not right at the start.
Yeah. I knew exactly which item room you were thinking it was, too. Look at these loops.
Yeah, Chroma bailed on the elevator. Big Picket Patrick is going back now because he did completely loop. Sigil trying to get this fairy, trying to get some survivability again. He's been in 6 for quite a while. I don't know what his life situation is like, but he actually went to get it from the left. It's funny just because it shouldn't matter, but sometimes it does, the way you line up things and on those sorts of jumps.
Nice Moa kills coming from Chroma there, and this elevator should lead to the item room, which will net that child.
Yeah, you're starting to feel like P1 is overstaying its welcome at this point. It's all right, guys. This should be done by now.
Yep, item room right here.
We'll save the kid, although Big Picket Patrick did not find Horsehead yet, so he's right back in. Chroma is going to keep looking around. He does have the candle, but looks like he's going to take this pass through. This one isn't one of the worst ones, but see where it goes. He might be thinking about going in. I don't think he would want to go to VOD yet, but he does have that raft. He might be thinking maze before too much longer.
Look at these Lizalfo skills from Chroma. Just, chef's kiss, beautifully executed.
Now, when you think about the top tier combat in Z2R, Chroma's right there. You get Chroma, Mirai Trails. There's a few other people who belong in that conversation, but it's hard to beat that sort of expertise. But there's so many other elements to Z2R that you can't just count on the one thing.
I will wholeheartedly agree with all that.
If you could, the vanilla players like myself who come over would have a lot more success.
Look at that, medicine over on the desert tile.
Alright, well, he will have his reflect, so once he finds Dead Kasuto, which is currently elusive, he'll have at least all of his spells stuff set up. He's looking around. I think that pass-through was required for a unique southern section here. That's kind of fun. You don't see that too terribly often.
I think the only thing that needs, or that it might be, is if there's a rogue 3-eye rock somewhere around here, and old Kasuto is just hidden underneath there.
Yeah, well, he does happen to get, he does have all of his random items like that. He's got the hammer, he's got the flute. Really, the only things that he hasn't managed to get out of here was the key. So,
well, I totally missed the path, but Sigil found Barba.
I think the takeaway is going to be it's very long because he went quite a ways to get to that, but he did get it. We'll see if he's able to take down the dragon here again. Attack 3 isn't great. Life 5 is still below where the game expects you to. He does have shield, and it looks like he's taking this pretty conservative, which I think is what you want to do in this scenario.
Yeah, I wouldn't play aggressively here, but unfortunately went for it, took the game over, and will just come back for it later.
He knows the route. It wasn't nothing, but that had to be. That's just really painful. We'll see if he can get himself back into to shape here and to keep moving on. Again, he does have the glove, which he got out of 6. He's going in P4, but doesn't have. No, he has reflect. Excuse me. No, wait, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not sure what he's doing in here then.
That's a fantastic question.
It might be something we have to ask him later. That Big Pick Patrick does get Thunder found, Dead Kasuto, so he's still. Wait, is he on the south side? Because I know he went through that cave too. I'm wondering if Chroma missed it.
Maybe. Oh yeah, it's in the middle of that swamp.
Oh man, that is a gigantic opening then on this race that we have on the right. GobOne with the glove, and at least hasn't had that sort of progression lapse yet. So I'll have to see if Chroma is able to get back there at some point. He just didn't quite go far enough into the swamp to see that, I don't think.
I do believe that you're right. Oh, Gob cutting it close there. Gob almost giving me a heart attack. Whew. That was scary.
I think Chroma just turned in the kid, gets spell. He's probably going to head right over to New Kasuda to check there, and then I don't know. I don't know where the raft tile is. I haven't seen it yet. It might. Is it? I didn't see it over here at all, so it must actually be in DM somewhere. I know that our runners didn't check the entire area because I think they both did a clockwise check and kind of missed the southwest.
Question in chat from Alan asking where the glove was. It was in P6, and it was a little ways into P6 at that.
Yeah, and there was nothing that told you to go in there. Both Gob and Sigil just did it and got it, and so our top runners might not make that same decision. We do see the spell tower had the magic container, so and Chroma's going to get a little frustrated here. I think he's got to figure out where that glove is and to figure out a way to start progressing because it's starting to feel a little swampy, I bet.
Oh, I would imagine so, and I absolutely agree with Gob needing to cash in on the opportunity of being ahead by the glove.
And as we say that, both Patrick and Chroma are now in 6. So that window, at least for one thing, might close here before too long.
Very well may. Gob trying to make this 3-tile jump. There we go. Finally gets it. Took a bit to get, but does end up landing it.
And we do see Sigil. I think it's the first time he's making any real progress outside of the West. I think he's been to Death Mountain once and bolted right back before he did P6 and then kind of, again, somewhat errantly in P4. We're not really sure what he was looking for there. But he finds the bridge down here, so he'll be in the east. And there's a lot of stuff to do in the east. So we'll see where he winds up when Patrick ends up getting all of the stuff he should get out of P6.
So I'm pretty sure Sigil went into P6 or P4 just to see what the item was, which ended up being a heart container. Not the best thing, but also not the worst thing to find. And I think Gob is trying to finish out whichever level this is, but unfortunately does take a game over. Going to reset back to 0 XP after being at 797 out of the 900 required.
And he was pretty close to the child, I think, on the path he was going. Or maybe he was actually going the opposite way, but I don't know. But we'll see him go back in. I would think with P1, with what he has, I would just get the thing and go, because I don't think he's seen... has he? I don't know if he's seen where the spell is, and even if he has, I'm not sure he's going to care about it. Generally, the glove is the big thing that you need there.
Absolutely.
Again, some of the things that some of our runners have that others don't. Obviously, you guys can see the trackers, but the general thing that they need right now, I think, is Sigil just needs to kind of get the progression and get caught up in the West, while Patrick and Chroma both need this glove out of here. Chroma, again, has another big miss on his shoulders right now that he missed Dead Kasuda with Thunder. The only one who has that is Patrick, and it's through a pass-through in the east, which is, I think that cave is right where Sigil is, so if he takes it, he'll find it, but I'm not surprised that he didn't.
Yeah, I can't really blame Sigil for not wanting to take it, though if Sigil decides to go to this water tile first, picking up that candle might change it, as Gob does take down Horse, is going to go ahead and take life 5 and get a double level into attack 4. And there is the glove for Chroma. So now, if Gob ends up going through that pass-through off to the south and does find Old Kasuto, picks up Thunder, that's going to be an advantage for Gob.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like he is. Oh no, I think he just didn't recognize the cave. I wouldn't be surprised if he does go back at some point. He still hasn't seen a whole lot over here, but it seems like, yeah, he's just gonna go. So it's pretty cool. Again, he still has to find the town. Chroma didn't see it. It was in the middle of a swamp and kind of a weird place. So
yeah, with where that town was located, it was just a little strange. Alright, Chroma and Pat both just progressing through P6. Looks like Sigil is in P1. Gob in the area with Old Kasuto. Question is whether or not he will actually comb through the swamp to see if it's there. And Invisible Moa's doing Invisible Moa things. Oh, he sees it. He's going for it. And
they're having trouble deciding what spell to cast because, again, life is a little bit weak. So, yeah, throwing the shield out, but just a little too late. Good that he wasn't on like low lives. I think we already saw someone take a kind of an iffy death like that already. So, good that he doesn't have to.
I would agree, and there is Thunder for Gob. So all Gob needs to do is pick up that medicine, if he doesn't already have it, which I don't think he does, and then he will be good to go.
Yeah, wouldn't feel bad picking up the key either, but I think, well, did he get that? He might have already got that, because I think that was in Sunken Cave, so...
I do think he has it.
Yes, okay, good. I keep forgetting to look at the tracking list, so there we go. Good deal. And here is the medicine, just hanging out here in the desert. I think it would dry up out there, but, you know, whatever. Maybe the medicine is just that good that's turned all of the desert around it to grass, and it's just got a little bit left to go, but...
I like that cannon for it, actually.
Yeah, and Godwin has feel really good about that particular thing. Oh, he's out, and I think he's gonna go directly to turn in to get reflect and probably start palace cleaning. So even though he hasn't seen a couple of things, I think actually no, looking at his screen, I think he found everything. So I just missed that he looked at it.
Yeah, I like this play from Gob. And Chroma, unfortunately, taking a game over there.
He did not find. No, he did get the glove. Okay, good. And so it's one thing to die and to get nothing the entire time, especially considering how long this P6 is, and now we have Patrick finally getting to Barba as well.
Ooh, unfortunately, coming into contact with Barba, taking a bit of damage. And actually, it looks like life healed more than 2.
Oh, well, that's good. It didn't look too hot to me, but it's also possible that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Alright, Gob is going to be running around through this P6 looking for the path to Barba. Might be looking to take a double level here as well. Pat will definitely get a double level, potentially even a triple.
I know we have the 500 bag. I don't remember what Barba gave, and almost gave him a bath right there.
Well, we haven't seen Barba killed just yet, and Barba can give 1,000, so we'll just have to wait and see what the reward is for killing her. And
so Sigil did take out Horsehead, but is coming back in looking for the item. Maybe, yeah, he doesn't have the towns marked on his tracker. It's possible he never saw that the item is here. So he'd probably feel decent to get, what it is to get it, but then won't feel so great when the whole thing ends as a result. But I mean, it's a magic container. Magic containers, you don't feel too bad to find.
So Barba was very stingy this time around. She only was worth 300.
That's all right. These guys got plenty of experience. They don't need any more.
Oh, for sure.
And the lack of any key for Chroma hurts there too. He had to take a death to Fairy, and that's the sort of thing, because it was the grass tile, right? It was the vanilla Kasudo thing that had Sunken Cave that had the key, I think.
Yes, it was. P-bag there for Gob. Unfortunately, it was only a 50-pointer, but every little bit can count.
He's still got a ways to go. I think he'll end up getting or almost getting the level before he finds Barba anyway.
Oh, I absolutely agree. He's taking the elevator up. He's gonna proceed left here.
Patrick is now into himself. We haven't seen... I think he's the third person to get into. This will actually bring him even, or no, this will put him ahead of Sigil in the boss count. So, although I don't think Helmet Head was super hard to find, he already cleared that one. So, the big thing that's hurting Sigil here is just not being able to get through Barba. That's the difference between those two on the left. And even though he's got, then the fact that he's in P1 here isn't helping too much either. So that I don't know. That's something that's going to be hard to overcome. You're going to need Patrick, I think, to stumble a little bit on the way out.
I absolutely agree with that. And, unfortunately, missing the jump there. Doesn't feel too good, but might be able to get the 3-tile here. Does it first try, and then makes the 4-tile jump. Much better.
All right. You see on the right, Chroma has found Barba, and I think GobOne is... I'm trying to remember for sure. I don't think he's that far away. Unless he didn't... No, I don't think he up-A'd. I think I'm just remembering the screen wrong.
No, but Chroma had a pretty good Barba fight there.
He's giving it the long look to think about how he wants the level. He's going, I think, directly for the attack level there. Not even worrying about possible double level. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be.
Yeah, maybe more so than just about anybody, except for some of our newer players. Chroma's very attack level centered. He wants to kill things and kill them fast, and so it's a little bit interesting. Passed up 2 levels just for 2 levels that would be higher than the one that he currently had. So, but if he turns that into a faster run for everything else, that's gonna be good.
Oh, absolutely. It's just going to be a matter of how long is it going to take him to get through everything else.
Right, so I love that. Sigil gets a key drop and then gets the any key right after it. Just perfect timing. Love it.
This game, it's got jokes. Alright, Gob gonna try to get this fairy. There we go.
Okay, maybe now he's pretty close to Barbara. I seem to remember that fairy on Sigil's side really right before he got there. So hopefully that's the case for him, because he's been in P6 a long time.
Oh yeah, he's, I think it's an elevator here, if not one other room, and then Barba right afterwards.
Yeah, Chroma going into P4 and realizes he forgot to get Reflect. So straight out back to Mito, going to get Reflect. He already got down stab, so there we go.
Yeah, just going to be a quick stop in, say hello for Reflect, and then go away. And there is Harder Karok showing itself. Granted, personally, I find it to be easier Karok, and Karok was worth a lot.
That was an extraordinarily weak Karok, too, if I'm pretty sure. He shot about 6 beams total, and I don't think all of those hit, so... yeah, so much for Harder, huh? Next, we got to give him extra bars. We need to have, like, those red bars with the white at top. That needs to just be across the entire screen.
No kidding there. That would be a thing.
But I didn't notice he decided to set up shop on the right side. I've noticed... Oh, there's our raft tile. Took me forever to find that. But I think this is our first maze check now. But I wonder how everyone else kind of approaches Harder Karok, because it seems like people take up position in different areas. I think I might be one of the more aggressive ones, because I try to go really close to the center. But I've seen people on the left. I've seen people like a third or a quarter in, that sort of thing.
I'm closer to the center on the left side. So, I think you and I are about the same on that, Aaron.
All right. And yeah, it looks like it was P3 there on the maze. Patrick immediately diving. That means VOD has GP, I think. Or was it 5? I don't remember. It was one of those two.
5's on the east. GP is going to be in its vanilla location of Valley of Death.
There we go. We've had a few vanilla things. We had Vanilla Shield, Vanilla Thunder, Vanilla GP. That's about all we need, right?
Yeah, 3 vanilla things works.
I'm sure if we squinted, we could probably find some other things, but that's good enough. It's totally Vanilla Seed. Is this even randomized, etc.?
I mean, Vanilla 2, Vanilla 5... Vanilla P-Bag.
There we go. And it looks like, yeah, so Chroma also going into, GobOne now in P3. I'm looking at the wrong people there. While Chroma's back in P4, and it looks like Sigil is taking care of his town business here in the east. I think he got spells, so I think he's going to check it. I didn't see for sure if he did or not.
I'm not sure if he did. He may have.
Checking over, and actually there isn't a spell marker, so I don't know. We'll see. He hasn't marked on his tracker, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he got it. Sometimes people just mark stuff to note where it is.
Yeah, I may or may not be one of the people at fault of doing that. Fairy or Glove Block here in 4, both of which are in hand, so they don't really matter too much. And it looks like this 3 is it's definitely doing what 3 can do.
Yeah, we did see 3 had 1-up as the item, so you're not going to get anything terribly interesting here. And it seemed like the path that Patrick was going on was a bunch of nothing, so we'll see if this was any better. Sigil going to get his magic container out of the tower, and it looks like Chroma is just still gunning through P4. A little bit weak there. He tends to be at lower life more often than a lot of people. He plays it pretty dangerously.
Oh, absolutely. The only place that really could come to bite him in is GP. But here's Karok located for Chroma. Dealing with the sine waves, no problem.
Yeah, was that 2 or 3 hits that Karok took? That was like nothing.
It was 3, I believe.
3.
Might have been 4.
Paper Karok.
Pretty much. All right. So there's not much remaining for Chroma here. Looks like it's just 3 and 5 remaining. And Gob will still have quite a bit to go after this. 2, 4, and 5. But 2 relatively fast. Looks like this 3 was definitely a thing.
Yeah, but
And that
yeah, Aribo's not standing up to Patrick at all. Just mows through him. Gonna get his 5th Palace down. All he has left is P5, and then it's GP time. Looks like Chroma did find the Raftal there on Death Mountain, though. He's gonna journey over to P3 as well.
And Gob, looking through P3, does come across the item room.
Yes, prepare to be disappointed, sir.
Enjoy the Link doll.
That was a very bony Link doll.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. Pat going into 5 now. Not too terribly much remaining. Looking like it'll be 5, 6, 7 going into GP unless extra levels are obtained while in this 5.
Yeah, to remind myself that 5 is not 6. They're just the same color. They reuse the same paint. Guma and Guma had to paint it for Barbara because Barbara doesn't have any hands.
Yeah. But I mean, they're all friends, right?
Now, I heard Barbara's actually furious. Well, Barbara's dead, so it doesn't really matter, but...
I was about to say, she's kind of just sitting in lava right now.
She's like, Cerulean, I requested Periwinkle. What is this?
Yep. Alright, time for Chroma's disappointment.
He got a fighter doll. I don't know if I'd rather have a Stalfos doll or a fighter doll.
Black Mage doll. Because then you'd have Tiny VV.
Well, that's kind of cruel because never mind. No, I don't want to have any Final Fantasy IX spoilers. I'm sure there's some people out here who haven't played it.
Alright. The question for 5 is always, how convoluted is this palace going to be?
Yeah, 5 is, I believe, technically has the highest room count, potentially. Have to phrase that correctly, or it sounds a little weird, but it could. Guma could just be hanging out in a corner near the entrance, waiting on a pizza or something.
Yeah. And Link is the delivery guy sometimes. It just depends upon how well prepared you are. And, I mean, in the case of Patrick, I'm pretty sure he's well prepared at any given point.
So we still have GobOne is kind of stuck in the bottom area here. I don't know if that was an accident or if he was going after something, kind of fell down there. He seems like he's been stuck in P3 for a little while. Chroma did take an up A there, but we know that Chroma is still missing something very important, but he might find that before too long. And he does have a 2 palace lead on GobOne, so the quicker he gets to these, the quicker he gets to the oh crap, where's Thunder at part of the seed.
It looks like Gob is just going to take the little bit of experience from this and roll with it. Unfortunately, he was trying to get a double level and it just did not work out.
I can understand the temptation there, but that I hope that doesn't bite him. I mean, it's not like he knows that he's theoretically ahead right now, or at least it feels like he's ahead. because the palaces he has to go to, P2 seemed like it was super short. P4 didn't seem that difficult either. But I think both of those are on the west, and he's pushing forward, which is a little surprising.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all he has left.
Yeah, the only thing I see on the tracker is that he hasn't got Reflect yet, but that is, he did get the medicine, so I'm a little curious what he's doing.
I'm wondering that as well. All right, there is 3 done for Chroma. He just has 5 remaining. Pat took another up A here. This 5 is definitely being a 5. Everybody loves 5 when it is 5.
Yeah, it's long. It's long. It's funny because it's not the longest word. The longest palace number is 3 or 7, but 5 definitely feels like it's, well, I don't know. 6 took forever too. Just the color makes everything take longer. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, Patrick, in another one of the long hallways of doom, as I like to call them.
Yeah, it's the hey and vanilla. There's just a bunch of bots here, but guess what? It's 3 blue IKs and Chewy.
And you get to have fun with all of that. Which always feels bad. Sigil, almost back to Barba, did remember the path through here. Gob back over on the west by the looks of it. I missed if he turned in that medicine in order to get Reflect. And Patrick has made it to Guma.
Nice. I'm kind of thinking that part of what was going on there was that GobOne might have forgotten where Reflect was. And this is P6. No, don't go in there. He seems to be lost a little bit too. So maybe there's some tracking issues on his end. Maybe he did get it and we just didn't see it.
Nice kill on Guma from Patrick there. That will be all 6 crystals placed and ready to go into GP.
Yes, and a reminder to chat, the left racers, Big Picket Patrick and Sigil 711 are in one race, and Chromataclysm and the GobOne are both on the right side, and they are in their own race as well. They are in the same race room, so they'll know if someone finishes, but it's only about beating the person on their side. So it doesn't actually matter beyond that.
Sigil playing this Barba quite well.
Yeah, a little bit of redemption here. That early death to Barba that knocked him out of P6 is what really pushed the separation between him and Patrick. He's had a fairly strong race with that exception, and now that's a really bad one too, because I think he died before Barba's experience showed.
Nope, it still works.
Okay, good. Because you have a good fight and then you die, and if you have to do it again, that's just awful. But here we go. It is time 1:02. We are at the 62-minute mark, and Big Picket Patrick is the first into Great Palace.
6204 GP entry is blazing fast.
Yeah, for what this seed has been, that feels pretty good. And again, he's pushed low levels most of the way. If you look, he has one less magic container than some of our other runners. A little bit tighter on resources, but I don't think he's worried at all. Just gonna get through the syrup and waffles room and see what we have in store for GP.
And the real question when coming in here is, where the heck's Thunderbird? And then after that question is answered, where the heck is Dark Link?
Yep, and there you go. There's Thunderbird. So pretty early Thunderbird. This could be bad. It could make for a really difficult GP, or it could make for a lot of different paths and a fairly easy to find one. But there we go. He had enough to cast Thunder, and we're underway.
Yep, since Thunder costs 80 on the nose, that's every last... Or no, it might have actually dropped at Magic 6. I know it did cost 80. But even still, it's every last bit of magic used here. And... Oh, no! Unfortunately, did not get placed in a good spot there. Looks like it is still 84 Thunder.
That's all you need. So there you go. You don't get your shield or your reflect or whatever, but those are luxuries in Rando anyway.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh, look at that. Should have... Oh, nope, not going to kill on that swing of the pendulum, but there's T-Bird down for Pat.
Absolutely solid fight. Yeah, he just gets out. He's going to start over since he took that death. Makes sense. He's right at the start, and there's only like one room that wasn't really dangerous on the way there.
Yeah, a whole 3 rooms in makes it nice and easy. Plus, full resources coming in between lives, magic, and life. It makes a heck of a difference.
Absolutely. And while he is doing this, we do see Chroma has taken out Guma, and now he is on the hunt for Dead Kasudo. Where okay, yeah, he's just gonna up A. That's awful. I hate those rooms because how easy it can be to just accidentally down slab a block and take a bath.
Yep. Chroma just making beautiful use of Link Feet there.
And he's going in the right direction, so you think he's going to find it here pretty soon. That race on the right, we were talking about the lead, or at least the theoretical lead that the GobOne had. That lead is just about to completely vanish as he's in P4 and still has that very large P5 to go through. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chroma in GP within the next couple of minutes.
I would not be surprised either. Because Chroma now sees it, and he's running for it. Alright, Pat has made it back to Thunderbird's room. Fortunately, after Thunderbird goes down, you don't have to refight. So it's just proceeding onwards, and the question now becomes, how much of GP remains?
Yeah, we have not seen a split path yet. The different forks in the road tend to determine how long GP is. You actually want to see those reasonably early. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Because if not, you just have to fight hard room after hard room, and it really drains your resources.
Pat checking for a jar in any of those heads. And another split. Elevator leads to another split.
Reflect was in Mido, and we did comment about that earlier that he didn't have it. I thought maybe he was looking for it on the east, but I think he just forgot to come back over here and get it. So that's a big unforced error, and that's one of those things you're going to remember afterward and feel some pain about this race over.
Yeah, and I think Gob thought it was Fire Reflect, not Fire Life, as Sigil has made it to Karok. Pat finding all the elevators right now.
Yeah, GP, like the first 7 rooms, all straight paths, and now everything is crooked. And he's in this 4-tile jump lava room, but that bot at the beginning of the room was a little bit of a blessing there. King Bot killed off all the random flyers or Fakas or whatever other crap in those rooms. I hate those rooms. I think that's a common opinion.
The fire chickens, whatever you might find, but nailed those 4-tile jumps. Those were some beautiful jumps from Pat.
Yeah, and now Chroma in at 68.02. It's almost exactly 6 minutes behind Patrick. However, they are not in the same race, so that doesn't actually matter. He's up here against the TheGobOne, who still has 2 palaces to go, so should have a substantial time advantage coming in here. As Sigil again has down to 2 palaces now as well, has 3, and 5 is in 3 currently. So we'll see if he's able to charge through here at the end to see if he can catch back up at all.
Pat having some good luck there on the 50-50, getting the jar on the first hit. Definitely is helpful.
And I wonder if any race in Z2R has ever been decided by a 50-50 jar. 50-50 luck.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's happened before.
That was a good multi-purpose fire use there. Got some hit points back and got rid of the rope and the Mew that were not in the best position. Could have cast jump too, but I think that was the actual more useful thing to do there.
Look at this T-Bird fight from Chroma. Just gorgeous fight there. And I do have to agree with that multi-purpose fire being absolutely beautiful. Another waffle room.
I sort of mentioned Chroma is known for cooking chicken during races. Actually, you know, we have one runner who likes to preheat the oven before and after. Chroma has actually pulled a chicken out of the oven before during a race. So he just cooked that bird as well.
Question in the chat asking if fire is tied to thunder. It is tied to life this time around. They were not fortunate enough to have fire thunder. Ooh, looks like Chroma took a left instead.
Yeah, Chroma does like the lefts, especially if he sees multiple things in a row. In a race like this where I don't think he would feel comfortable in the lead, and he, with a couple of small errors, probably shouldn't be. So I don't know, say shouldn't's a little hard, but this has been a bit of a rough race for him. Oh, he's going after. Oh, he wants the death. Okay, he's out of MP. And hey, there we go. Big Picket Patrick finds Dark Link, and hopefully we'll be done here and be finishing up as our winner on the left race.
Absolutely. Oh, we got the stare down.
Where you just cast fire and start shooting fireballs at him from across the screen. It doesn't do anything, but it just feels very passive-aggressive.
I mean, it would have been funny. But there it is. Pat finishing with a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, 13 seconds. He's Pat.
Absolutely. Very well-run race. Didn't suffer too much from losing the glove there at the start, or not being able to get it right away, but was just stormed through. Didn't feel like he really lost a lot of time doing much of anything. Didn't miss anything, and just played very solid. The exact sort of thing that you need to do to do well in this tournament. And a great start here to our Swiss round for him.
Absolutely. All right. Chroma on the hunt. Gob finished up 4, just has 5 remaining, and then is able to go into GP as well.
And he is on his way. Sigil still in 3. I think just has 3 and 5 as well. So he's got a ways to go. Sigil is taking the L in this race, but has raced pretty well again. I think it was just that death to Barba early and pushing in past getting the glove that didn't work out for him that really set him behind.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. All right, Sigil missed the positioning ever so slightly. for Rebo there, but does get Rebo off the horse. And does get the kill on Rebo. So now it'll just be 5 remaining for Sigil as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, I think that's all he's got too. So, Chroma taking a death. That's his second death here, down to his last life. And I think I recognize where he is now. I think he might be back on the same path that Patrick was on. So, for his sake, hopefully he's able to find the way down there pretty soon. But he's, again, okay. Well, I guess he's not, because I don't think Patrick went left there.
Maybe. I'm not 100% certain where Chroma is, off the top of my head. And I think Gob is actually on the right path to get to Guma right now. And there it is.
All right, good timing for him too, because again, he's been taking a bunch of hits here. I'm not sure how much more GP he was going to be able to deal with, but assuming he's able to take out Dark Fighter here, I think that's actually an enemy in Final Fantasy. Not Dark Fighter, but a fighter that's an enemy.
Yeah. It is, but there it is. There's the Dark Fighter or Dark Link down for Chroma. And get your GGs out.
Yeah, and GG's to Chroma, our defending champion, for getting this win in the first round of Swiss. Again, this is just the first round, and Swiss itself is used for ranking purposes. There's no elimination from the tournament in the Swiss rounds just yet. But last year he had a rough Swiss set, so this is going to feel good getting the win in, even if it is... I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he gets in here how he feels about it.
Absolutely. All right, Gob still going through 5. Sigil here in 5 as well. And looks like Gob may have hit a dead end. Not 100% certain, though.
Yeah, it's okay. I think he just won that bag, and he is still experience maxing here. He's going to get almost 4,000 experience level. I don't know if he carried that from the last level or not, or if he's just found that much. It has to be a gem carry. There's no way that he would have got that, because even though he has been in here for a while.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's for sure. Oh, he's 5 experience off.
Oh, he's going for Magic 7. I guess he's only got 5 bars. He might be thinking about Thunder and stuff like that right now. Because again, Thunder is still 80 at this point. He might not be comfortable trying to fight T-Bird without shield or anything else.
Absolutely. All right, there is Magic 7 for Gob.
And as far as our post-race interviews go, I believe Patrick is taking a pass, having some throat issues. We'll see if Chroma is able to join us or not. I see him in chat, though. He might just be in there.
Yeah, that's a possibility. And Gob just fighting Guma here, having a grand old time.
Just knocked him out of the left side of the screen. That's always great. Like, Guma,
I love it.
Can you not? Can you just sit still for a second?
And we are joined by Chroma. GG's, Chroma.
Hey, thank you so much for the commentary and covering it.
No problem.
This was weird. It had had the makings of what could have been a lot faster. There were just some really strangely placed items. Strangely placed locations. I didn't find Kasuto that first time down to the east in the southern portion. And that drove me crazy.
I was going to ask you about that old Kasuto location, so that's one question out of the way. The second question I had for you was, how about that glove in 6?
Oh, I loved that, actually. there's the sorry, there's something really weird happening with the playback. Like, sorry, can you just like do a quick mic check? Like, say some words.
Well, I mean, Gob just entered GP at
hearing
78
Discord audio.
36, I think.
I wonder if you have your settings on Discord to pick up on a different source.
That could be the case.
Maybe. It was, I was just using the ZSR channel.
That might be doing something.
Yep, there it is. Got it.
Awesome.
Hey. Yeah, the glove in 6 was actually great. I went out of the way to get Child and get Spell because for some reason I was thinking that, like, there's an item I really need on the east, and I think it was just the medicine for Reflect. What was going on with fire today? It didn't seem like it was linked to anything. Is that the case?
Life.
It was life? Man, it must have been like a 1 square refill or something, because I wasn't noticing it.
It was a whole 2, so close enough.
Okay. Yeah. Not quite worth it. Dang.
Alright. Gob taking a death to refill magic. Just to cast Thunder here.
I guess
Barely left with anything.
Thunder did go down at 7. That effort he put in to get it, I guess, paid off, but not really to cast anything else, unfortunately. It went from 80 to like 76 or something.
Yeah, it barely went down at all.
Yeah, having the extra magic container helped here, because I was able to cast Jump in the previous room, and then just had just enough to cast Thunder with Magic 6 and 1 more magic container.
Nice, yeah. When you were looking for Spell, like, because I know you had seen the hint, and you went back into P1, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. He must think that that's the glove there. Would you be surprised to know that you were the last person to get the glove?
I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. I was doing a lot of extra overworld exploration. Usually I am entering palaces sooner than that, especially because Fairy was available pretty early. There was just something about the spellcasting cost, knowing I was going to have to backtrack to come back for Reflect. If there's 3 palaces on the west and they're not GP, more often than not, I want to not go back to the west again. But since I knew I had to go back anyway, I just prioritized the overworld stuff over digging palaces and finding items. So it doesn't really surprise me. I did feel like I was working from behind for a lot of this seed, but it looks like it was just kind of tough all around.
I think there was definitely a point after you missed old Kasuto initially, where we're like, okay, it was one thing for GobOne to have the glove, because both him and Sigil went into P6 almost immediately.
Whoa.
And got it. It was very interesting too, because we would say that those two were probably the underdogs in this race. And for them to both get the glove right away felt like it was going to be a bit even. And then to miss Thunder, it felt like GobOne was maybe leading this race, but you guys were doing such different things that it was a little hard to tell. And I think ultimately you just got through the palaces so much quicker. Really churned out a lot of time there at the end, with maybe the exception of P6, which was just like enormously long.
Yeah, that was rough. I was getting a little worried about P5, but it did end up wrapping around. I'm more comfortable on lower levels if I need to, and I'm okay to skip enemies from time to time. I think that helps a lot with some of the palace exploration. And one of the reasons I kind of wanted to delay also, make sure I had that. Gob is definitely a solid player. Beat me in a race earlier this week, actually. But it's one of those, the amount of time difference was covered by things like I went to Mido and picked up jump and was supposed to go back and grab down stab, but I up-A'd, so I had to like walk all the way across again to go back for down stab. Those kind of mistakes, the like, ooh, I see a possibility, I'm gonna up-A as quick as possible so that I can take advantage of this, and then like forgetting, oh wait, there was one more step before you did that, now you're down 3 minutes because you have to go back. It's that kind of stuff that I'm hoping to shore up in these qualifiers, if we're calling them that.
Yeah, I gotta think of a fun initialism or something, combination, because it's like Swiss standard, Swiss seating section. I don't know.
Introductory races.
Introductory. Elementary.
Because this is just the start of the tournament after all.
Week 1 is some exciting stuff.
Yeah, we got to there's a lot of people who probably aren't even remotely derusted yet. It sounds like you might feel similar right now to that sort of sentiment. And
I've been somewhat active, but there are definitely some decision-making things that, like, when you're really playing consistently, don't happen as often. Just the silly little choices that, just sloppy, just a little sloppy. And I don't mind that being part of it. There's going to be a little slop, there's going to be a little swag, and hopefully it all works out. I was really tempted by this room that Gob is in right now. He's so close to the end of GP here, but man.
And he does get the jump over the bubble.
That was pretty slick.
It's also mentioning Sigil gets in here at 84.30. He wasn't in the race that you were, but I think he had a pretty strong start there at the beginning too, but after getting the glove, chose to push P6 to try to clear it, and wasn't able to get through Barba, and just, all that progression to have to come back and do it again, considering how long it was pretty crippling. We'll see him on T-Bird now, and how many more rooms does GobOne have? I don't.
Well, he took a different turn than I went, so I'm not sure.
I was about to say Gob went a different path, so it could be any number of rooms.
Yeah, I think you took a left somewhat early, and I don't know. I know you caught up to Patrick in GP again for whatever that is worth. I think he was in about 6 minutes before you, so about 3 minute difference. Although he did die on T-Bird, I think, so that was a substantial part of that.
Right, yeah, that's a big chunk. Yeah, there was one left. It was a quick loop right at the start. Oh man, yeah, there's the dead end. But other than that, I'm mostly stuck to the decisions. Elevator or right turn, didn't go left after that point, even though I really wanted to. It looks like it would have been a bad choice if I did, though, a second time. It's that when you feel like you're behind already, you're more inclined to take a few risks. I wonder if Gob's going to DNF or finish this out.
I mean...
Yeah, do it. Do it.
It looks like he's pushing on.
All right.
Sigil, one hit away from death here.
Well, you only need 1 HP, but he needed that one. So.
Yep.
But yeah, I GobOne just kind of fell in that one dumb room where there's like a 1 tile gap on the crumble bridge between land, and you always feel like you need to jump there, but that's the absolute worst thing to do, and he just got knocked in.
Usually, anyway.
And Sigil, you can blame me for that commentator curse. That was totally on me.
Oh my god. The same thing right there, the one tile. See, and that went against what you were saying, Aaron, where he tried to walk through and then got knocked back in.
Is he missing up stab? And I think he went out of his way. Yeah, he's got it. The fact that he didn't try to go up at all. Yeah, now he's just straight up jump cast. Not going to mess with it.
Good. Yeah, he did that up stab only room.
Right. Yeah, because that was another thing that kind of evened the gap, or increased the gap. I don't know what you want to say, because again, it seemed like TheGobOne might have been the lead, but I think the reflect location, he lost track of it at some point. I don't know. He went back through the east and did a lot of stuff in the east when he was in go mode that weren't really sure exactly what he was doing there. Might be worth asking him afterward if he's up for it. I'm not sure the way this GP is going that he might be.
Yeah, that's very true. And Sigil here working on getting to the end of T-Bird, but unfortunately takes another hit.
It's so hard without reflect.
I mean, T-Bird's a massive execution check, especially with, lower attack level or lower life level.
I am always going to recommend people practice T-Bird, attack 1, no reflect, no shield. Like, I don't know, it's probably not the first step, but like taking it to that extreme of under what conditions can I survive this fight for bosses like T-Bird, for Guma, just can really give you some extra peace of mind in tough levels, or when they roll super high with their hit points and all that. You just can't really count on the attack levels giving you exactly what you want them to. So it's just a good idea to have some extra safety in the execution.
Now, I will actually agree with you on practicing that Chroma, because, I mean, 1, you know how new I am, and 2, that was something that, with my experience, definitely improved my execution for Thunderbird.
Yeah. Because it's a battle of attrition also in the sense that like the patterns don't get easier as the fight goes on. Like it seems like they get more and more unfair.
Look at that centering.
That was a good fight. Is this last life? Because it's close enough to start. That might be a good up a moment.
This is Sigil's last life.
It's possible, considering this is a 4-way race, even though it's not a 4-way race, but since they're in, the room together, that each one of them is keeping the other one from possibly doing the fit here, because they want them. Oh gosh.
Oh gob.
He's cursed tonight with those one-tile lava drops.
He really is. This just feels bad.
He's just smothered in syrup.
Strawberry syrup?
Looks more like strawberry jam.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just going off of what everybody calls these rooms, syrup and waffles. I have never had a red syrup before myself.
Hey, look, there are more waffles.
We just made some blackberry syrup.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Fresh blackberries with vanilla ice cream.
All right, Chroma, now I'm jealous.
You two could have this. I imagine. I don't know. There happen to be blackberry bushes still where I'm at.
Nice. Yeah, huckleberry syrup's real good. All right, Sigil, getting the jumps.
All right, GobOne is so close right now to the end, and this is not the right. Okay, he's noping out because I'm pretty sure it's just up the next. Whoa, Gob clipped into that block.
Beautiful. It should just be right, I think. And then
Good
up.
old block clip.
Yeah, I think it was just up here. I don't think there was two of those
Yep,
rooms.
yep.
So here we go.
Yep, here we go. Say hello to Darklink.
Yes, Stalfos versus Dark Stalfos, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, all Gob has to do is survive this fight, which he did cast shield beforehand, so shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Yeah, this is 100%. I'm not redoing this. This is it. So, mode, like, I don't care. We're not worried about getting this quickly. We're just doing it.
And just waiting for it. Gob's just having fun now.
He's just flinging fire at the seed.
Can't blame him. There we go. There's Gob finishing up. GG's to Gob.
Final time of 134.04. It felt a lot closer than that, though. And it does seem like he is not coming in. He has familial duties to take care of. So, again, GG's to Gob. This was a really good race. I think he should be proud of. I mean, there's going to be parts that he's not going to be happy with, but I think he played a really smart race, especially early on.
Yeah, I'll give my own GGs, and I have my own familial things as well, so I am going to dip out, but appreciate you guys, and good luck for yourselves on the tourney, and everybody else, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Chroma. I appreciate it.
See you all in combat.
It's going to be a good time.
It will. Alright. Catch you later.
Yep, GG, and thank you.
Oh, man. All right. So Sigil, just exploring around. GP did take the game over. Just on that hunt for Darklink. And this time it actually will be Darklink.
100% guaranteed Darklink.
Takes the left, runs into the dead end. And the only thing that can be said about this dead end is birds! Oh, there's the bot. There's KingBot. He came to say hello.
No more birds, but unfortunately, the KingBot, I think, also despawns the fairy that's supposed to be at the end there, right?
It does.
That's one of those thumbs up, but then thumbs down, but thumbs up, but thumbs down moments.
It's yay, but oh man.
It's not like you can despawn fairies very often, though, so just that in itself has to feel good.
That is very true.
I did something reasonably unique today. That sort of feeling.
Oh. One hit away. And there's the hit.
I think at that point you're just like, yeah, okay, we just did it right at the beginning of the room. That's good.
Oh yeah. I mean, making it through that lava gap room, definitely much more important.
Right, that room's likely to just take hit points off of you regardless, so just getting in and out is excellent.
Absolutely, and Sigil deciding to not take the elevator, or not proceed through the room after the elevator, and is instead just going to continue holding right here. This GP, this is... I don't know about you, Aaron, but this is one of those GPs that I actually would enjoy personally.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's just loaded up on, like Fakas and Fakerus or, all of that nonsense. It just seems like this one has been a lot of annoying rooms to have to kind of deal with and some split paths that were a little bit annoying. This bubble, speaking of annoying, I've said it like 5 times, but holy crap, that guy is...
Oh,
give up.
no. Okay.
All right, risky jump. Oh, he got it.
Nails it! That jump. Oh, I was uncomfortable watching that jump.
Yeah, that was a good jump. I give that jump 4.5 stars.
I agree. Granted, when you're actually doing it, any jump that you make like that is a 5-star jump.
If he had managed to upstab the block above him while he was going in, that would be 5 stars for me. Pretty much anything that's 5 stars requires upstab, though.
That is fair. That bubble just destroying him, and gonna have to play it a little careful here.
I think we recognize this room is if he goes right. I think we're there. Has he seen this before? Oh, it's a left. We don't do lefts. He's going. So
Yep.
Sigil right before the end himself.
As long as he continues right, goes up the elevator, he will be good.
And I think he's got to turn left after this too. So
Nope. He is here. It is Dark Link.
oh, by turn I meant like another 1-up. So this isn't the last life.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case, game likes to troll a little bit.
An extra game, if you will.
Yeah, not enough MP for the heal. Going just straight on, crouching in the corner. Stab the demon in the ankles.
And gets it with 1 hit remaining. 1 hit's all you need remaining. And that is GG's for Sigil, finishing with a time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 33 seconds. What a seed.
Yeah, really came out strong at the start, had the right instincts, and just wasn't able to kind of to cash in there with the strength and taking out Barba, and it put him back a little bit, and just wasn't really able to catch up again because Big Picket Patrick had an absolutely amazing race. It would have been very difficult to keep up in that, but this is the sort of effort that would take in. You'll get some W's with this sort of strats and just the ability to do that. So
Absolutely. And with that, we are joined by Sigil. GG's.
Thank you. I thought I was raft blocked at the beginning.
I noticed that. Before we get to that raft lock, though, you went into P6, you got the glove, you kept going through P6, you got to Barba, and then bad things happened.
Yes.
How much did that affect you after you took the game over at Barba?
It more affected my choice of not checking Death Valley near the end.
That's fair.
It was pretty much I said some words I shouldn't say on the air.
I figured there were some words that came out at that. Maybe your fist shaking at Barba as well.
Yes.
That was just... It was an unfortunate moment, that's for sure. but making the play into 6 to pull out that glove, that was a really, really good play early on.
Yeah, I was hoping the Wrath was in P4.
I thought you had gone into P4 hoping that the raft was there,
Yes.
since you saw the raft before, or the raft tile before you saw the bridge, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So that definitely would do it.
And you also, GG Sigil. The fact that you said you're missing the raft, that was a question I was going to ask too, because I didn't understand the P4 dive at all, but it totally makes sense. And considering where the raft tile was, I didn't see it initially, but it seems like you did. So that would make a lot of sense. The position of the bridge in Death Mountain was kind of like everyone, I think, almost full explored DM before they got to it.
Now,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No,
Now, you first, Sigil.
pretty much after the P4 not having the raft, went downhill from there.
You were just on tilt for the rest of the seed, pretty much.
Yes.
That definitely would do it. We've all been there, so I can't blame you on that.
Yeah, it's so easy in Z2R to miss one thing and have it just unravel everything. The nature of the rando is that there are really easy checks and then there's really lengthy, difficult checks. And anytime one of those things goes wrong, you just see what could have been if that it wouldn't have happened, and it can be really hard to deal with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's my biggest weakness. I miss like those one or two things on the overworld. Constantly.
It's just one of those things that it never fails,
Yeah.
especially with how this game can be. You miss that small thing, and then everything else just falls apart. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. I remembered. We're in Swiss, which is only 4 seeding. You may be 0-1, but we've got a pretty decent pool of runners in the 0-1 right now. How are you feeling going into next week?
Hopefully I can win next week. To me, it doesn't really matter who I go up against as long as I play well. I'll be happy.
That, my friend, is what I like to hear. That is a good competitor's spirit, for my opinion.
It's because you never know what'll happen.
Aaron, I can't think of any other questions. You got any other questions?
No, I think that I said I don't think you played. At least it looked to me that it wasn't. He didn't play terribly poorly. It's just Patrick nailed almost everything in the seed. He was just really hot. I think maybe a little bit at the end and just not finding glove right away, but he didn't really waste a lot of time looking for it either. So if you take out, the P6 after the glove and the P4 searches, and then kind of see where you are after that. I think the rest of the seed that it looked competent, looked pretty good. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think I can spoil the result of my race since it's been like 4 days. But I would prefer to not race you next round, put it that way. So I feel like that wouldn't be a pretty tough one. So
Thank you.
Yeah, like Sigil, you're one of those people that I don't think it matters who you're up against. Your opponent should definitely have some worries about you in the back of their mind.
Yeah, I feel like if I see the stuff on the overworld, I'll be fine. Because I feel I have the basics down real good.
Oh, I'd say you absolutely do.
I'm more disappointed with my timing with the barber fight.
And that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just this is for seeding. This is for a lot of people warm up. So you got 4 more weeks of matchups with people who I think progressively are more, based off of how you've win. So that's the idea behind Swiss. I think is that by the end of it, you're supposed to be playing exactly your competition. Although it never really seems to work out perfectly like that. And yeah, there we go. So I think baseball will take us out here in a little bit, but I do want to mention we have another race tonight at 10 p.m. I believe that is going to be on Marai's channel. So if you are, I'm pretty sure he's got it because I don't think there was a restream over here. So, check in on him there. And I believe we got 2 races tomorrow, but I don't think they are. Okay, yeah, I just clicked over to see it. The race tonight in just a little bit is Tabby Orange versus Level Engine tomorrow. At 9 p.m. is Rywek versus Methinks So, and at midnight, it says 11:59. I assume they mean midnight is Hitman and Zarnax. So, and I think that is it for week 1, getting done a little bit early. So, sounds good.
Yep, they're all going to be good races. And before we throw it over to baseball, Aaron, I just want to say thank you for jumping in and doing commentary with me. It's been a blast.
Hey, likewise. This is the first time I've done commentary for Zelda 2 Randomizer. I do it all the time for Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and I think I've done Final Fantasy Randomizer or something. I'm all over the place, but this is a great event, and I love always volunteering or doing anything with Zelda Speedruns because the people over there are just awesome.
Heck yeah. And FFR was where I actually came to know you from first, so yeah. But
yes, my brief foray into the one tournament where I almost knocked off a defending champion or something, and then I completely washed out afterward.
Yep. But yeah, I guess baseball, it's all yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today. This was really fun. I love a double header. So thanks. Thanks to our commentators, Aaron and Sonny. You guys did a great job keeping track of all 4, and it was like very smooth. So excellent work. And of course, our wonderful trackers today, Tomeltalk and RG365. Thank you both. You're both wonderful. And of course, all 4 of our runners, Patrick, Chroma, Sigil, and Gob. Thank you all. It was fun.
Thank you for the restream.
No problem. My pleasure. We are going to head over to Marai, who went live just in time, who is restreaming the next match starting in about 8 minutes. So I hope you enjoy the next Z2R race, and we'll see you in the next one, maybe tomorrow. All right. Bye.